so quiet. That's a big one. Here's my camp, guys. Mine is the tipi. As I told you before, the tipi now will be used in other locations, here as well. But the main idea is to just use this shelter for sleeping from now on, or a hammock. The shelter's still standing. No problem whatsoever. The sawhorse got a bit bleached by the sun, but nothing to worry about. It does look strange not having the tipi here. Not quite used to it. So today I'm going to be making a video of my daily carry kit, or basically what I carry with me when I go out to paint in the woods and when I go and do some bushcraft. Okay, so here's my pack. Starting here, a cook set. I like to put it here so it doesn't rattle, but you can hang it in the side also, like so. I have a water bottle here. I put this just because sometimes it's being cleaned now, but if you use it on the fire, it's going to be full of soot. So a stainless steel container. I could bring an Nalgene bottle made of plastic, it would be lighter, but you know, in case I need to boil water, which is very often, it's good to have an extra pot or container. This is a Sea to Summit pocket shower. Of course, it's for you to have a shower with it, but it's a great way to transport water from a creek or a river. And with the shower head, it's also easy to wash dishes and brushes, for example, because you can control how much water comes out of the shower. Anyway, if you go through my videos, you'll see me using this a lot. And it adds another 10 liters capacity for me to carry water if I have to. This is a millbank bag to filter debris. It doesn't make water safe to drink, but it definitely removes all the gunk out. And then I usually boil it to disinfect it. So that's it for that pocket. Here I'm carrying a pocket saw blade. Always have one of those. I usually take a backhoe. I'm trying this Opinel right now, and so far I'm very happy with it. Over here I have a leather strope with some compound just to keep my blade sharp, and it's just an easy way to keep this razor sharp while I'm outdoors. And the weight of the bag pretty much holds the stroke in place. And as you can see, it's pretty sharp. This is a cover for the bag, rain cover. Doesn't really need it. I mean, it's waxed, but if it's, you know, if it rains heavily enough, it's good to have this. Here I have a waterproof bag or stuff sack. And on this, I'm gonna start putting things on the side here. I have a bar of soap in case I do want to have a shower, but the main use for this is to clean my brushes from the oil. Just twirl it around here and all the gunk comes out. And of course I use this for cleaning myself also. This is kind of a chapstick, cream for eczema, any rashes, chafing, dry lips. It's a balm made of pine tar, beeswax, fat. It smells wonderful. I use this all the time. This is just a sports tape in case I start getting blisters. I just put this before they happen. Always bring this book with me. If I run out of ideas of things to practice, or you know, if I need a quick reading. Always good. It's tiny and it's excellent. And finally, my first aid kit. Even though I bought this, most of the stuff that is in here did not come with it. So it's customized big time. I'll go through this in another video, not today. But anyway, that's it. First aid kit, toiletries, and whatnot. Go over here in my rubber pile. Now here, this is a sheath for a Bowie knife that I only take if I'm going to an area, you know, that I know there's a lot of wild boar and yeah, not that I'm gonna be hunting wild boar with a big Bowie knife, but if they come at me, at least I have something, because a bushcraft knife, I don't know, unless I'm lucky, it won't do that much damage. So anyway, this is just a piece of bamboo where I used to direct air in case fire is becoming a little hard to get. This, as you've seen in other videos, is my crooked knife. No reason pulling it out now. This here, get out, it's tight. This here is my fire kit. There's a little hole here. It's an old tobacco tin. I made a hole here. This is also the can that I used to make char cloth with. Not used to, that I make char cloth with, sorry. Anyway, it's just a basic fire kit. I always carry a lighter on my pocket and a fire steel, but anyway, I have lost some of them in the past, so it's not a bad thing for me to have extra ones. So anyway, here's a fire steel. This is just a little lens. The great thing about this is that if you have char cloth, you don't waste any fire steel, you don't waste gas from your lighter, you don't waste anything. You just direct the sun rays to the char cloth, it ignites, and as long as you have some tinder, you'll have fire. And that's wonderful. Again, none of these are, you know, necessary to bring with you daily. I like it because I like to practice different ways of making fire every day. Here I have flint and a striker. Very easy to make a fire like this. It's just to drop the sparks in there and bang, you got a fire. Anyway, just different ways to make fires and fun. If you're going out to practice bushcraft and you're always using a lighter, half the fun is gone. So, this here is something that I usually use if there's a fire ban, or if I don't need a big fire, I just want to cook. But I want to, you know, the coziness of having a live fire instead of a gas stove. It's the Bushcraft Essentials Bush Box. Many videos that I've used this already. No point me showing you how to mount this now. Just showing you what I have with me. Anyway, as you can see, nothing else here at the bottom. Bowie knife goes here. This is a dog tag, also from Bushcraft Essentials. Basically, it has a little razor blade, a little saw blade that looks kind of pointless. I don't know what you're gonna saw with that, but the main thing that is great about this thing is the arrowhead here that comes off, and you can use it in case you would need it. Okay, here I have a hatchet, a steri pan to disinfect water. If the water is clear enough, which usually is, I don't have to boil it. I just use a steri pan, and that's that. I might filter it a little bit to get the debris out. Extra fire steel here. Again, like I said, I'm sometimes a little absent-minded with them, and I might leave them out in the rain, and yeah, again, it's good to have extras. Extra fire steel. And here, something that is very important where I am, a bug net and some repellent. All fits in this tiny little bag, compact and very needed. Although this year the mosquitoes have been pretty mellow. Wonder what's going on. And as you can see, this is empty. I mean, we've gone through the whole thing. I got some safety pins here. Always bring those. They can always be handy. You can make fish hooks. You can dry your clothes, hang them from these, like especially socks. When I hike a lot, my socks get wet within less than half an hour, to the point that I start getting blisters. So usually I just hang using some of these safety pins, and I hang my socks up here. And that's about that. Oh yeah, here I have a blanket, a Viking style blanket clip, so you can close. Anyway, there are also inner pockets on the bag. And here I keep something for my lamp. It's kind of a reflector for the light to shine downwards and one sideways. For my Yuko lamp, which I'll show you in a second. And here I just have a spatula, a very thin one. And it fits perfectly here. Now, inside the bag, the first bucket that you can see, it's this one here. On this one I have a towel. This is a very small towel, but it dries within 10 minutes if it's soaking wet, if I just hang it in the sun. Whilst a shemag made of cotton will probably be wet all day. So this is good to have. I also have a heavy duty trash bag. I can lay on this, I can put my bag, my gear. And the thing I use this sometimes the most is for, well, it's this, it's a foot pad, and then I put this on top if I'm painting on the snow. But anyway, this is always good to have. This is to keep my hands warm in case they get frozen, or usually before they get frozen. Usually I bring this in the winter, not so much at this time of the year. But if you're really cold, it's good to have this. It's just basically a heat pack. You can put it in your feet or your hands. Good to have. Unnecessary at this time of the year, but you never know. Okay, this is a butt pad. Just a little insulation from the ground. Handy stuff. Put this up. I have a thermometer, like a real mercury thermometer. It's good to have because it gives you local temperature instead of an app that gives you general area temperature. So if I go down here, the change will be noticeable straight away on this, while in the phone we'll still say that this area is overall the same temperature, which is not true. So this is handy when you're picking a place to camp. Here I have one of those compact bags, and this is very handy. If you're unloading your bag, usually I hang this bag from the tree, or even if it's on the floor. When I'm taking gear out, I don't want to spread it all over the place, and this keeps it contained. So as I bring things out of this bag, I'll put them in here. For example, paper towels. This is mostly for painting, but it doubles as toilet paper. A trash bag, a shemagh. I can use this to warm myself up in various ways. And you know, if I hurt myself, I can use this also. Anyway, mainly for warmth. See how this is handy? If this bag was hanging in a tree now, I don't have to be, you know, holding things just to get to things at the bottom of the bags. It just goes right there. A Nuku lamp, just a candle lamp. Love it, always nice to have. This is a tarp, a 3x3 tarp. I can, if I decide to sleep in the woods, I'll sleep under this, under this. And if I'm painting and it starts raining, I'll string this up if I can. I always bring this. This is a poncho. And yeah, handy for the obvious reasons. Rain. This is a little hammock. I have spent the night on this, no problem. In the summer you can pull it off. It's only 280 grams. And with the extra clothes that I have inside this bag, it's, you know, I barely even need a sleeping bag. You know, I got a lot of body fat to keep me warm. Now, here I have a flashlight. I always bring a flashlight. In the winter, I'll usually bring this and a bigger one. In the summer, because the days are so long, I only bring this one. Now we're in the fall. The days are getting, at least the nights are getting definitely darker. So I'll bring my pocket flashlight also. So I'll have two. Okay, and here I have a dry bag, a 35 liters heavy duty dry bag. And this is, you know, when my pack takes a dunk in the water, and it has plenty of times when I go canoeing. This keeps whatever's sensitive to water nice and dry. While this other stuff that I pulled out, it doesn't really matter if it's wet. And it usually actually is wet because it's a poncho and a tarp. Anyways, what do I have here? This should be at the top actually. This is a signaling kit. You can make signs, crosses if you're in distress. You can put flags on trees so people can find you in case I've had an accident or whatnot. I have used many times this for my wife to find me. I give her a general direction where I am, and then I'll string these along and she'll come and meet me. You can use the phone also, but sometimes there is no reception in the phone. I mean in the woods. Okay, this is my cooking kit. I'll show you the contents in a bit. Put that here next to Frank the Moose. This is my general bushcraft kit. It's mostly repair things, and you know, I like to come out and do projects. I like to do projects, and usually this has what I need for those projects, be it wax, string, rope, repair things. I'll show you in a bit, or I'll make another video about it. But anyway, this is a kit. Usually if I'm going to just paint, I'll leave this at home. But most of the times when I go to the woods, I'm going to do more than painting. I'm going to spend the night, and then I bring this to do those projects. But again, if I'm just for the day painting, I'll probably leave this at home. I might even leave the tarp at home and just stick with the poncho. But I wanted you guys to see what I usually, most of the times, what's in the bag every day during most seasons. And this is it. And here's my food. I always bring a lot of food because I have been stuck once in the woods with a twisted ankle. And I was lucky to have such an exaggeration of food because I was there for long. I could have called the emergency services, but you know, it's not a life or death thing. I had a shelter, I had clothes. all I really needed to do is to, I don't know how to call it. Well, to build a nice cane, 2 canes, so I can, hop out of the forest the day after. And that's what I did. I just called my wife. I gave her exactly my location. I set up my tarp and everything else. I made a fire. And the day after, when it was light, I made myself 2 of those, what do you call, crutches? Yeah, crutches. And I crutched out of the forest. And then once I was on the road, she came and got me with a friend. But anyway, the point of the story is, if you're only going to bring a little bit of food, that's okay for the day. But if you get stuck there and it's cold, it's good to keep eating by a fire. Keeps your morale up, and well, it definitely helped me. Yeah, and after that story, it looks like overkill, but I always bring at least enough for 24 hours, like 3 or 4 meals. Why not? It's not like I'm weak and I cannot carry it. Right, and here at the bottom, if I pull this out, it's for my clothes, also in a waterproof bag. And what I have here is a woolly hat, a wool top, long johns, 2 pair of wool gloves, 1 of leather. I think I'm not missing anything, and some thick socks, spare socks. And this in case, A, that I go to a camp, these will be my sleeping clothes and dry clothes. B, in case I get stuck in the woods, as I just told you in that story, and then I have something to put on, plus whatever I'm carrying. I like to make a general rule in Sweden when I go out in the woods to have rainproof clothes, which is my poncho, to have something warm, which is this kit, and then to have windproof and, again, warm clothes, which is usually what I'm wearing, my anorak or my t-shirt or whatnot. Anyway, so that's it. At the bottom, there is another full trash bag, which can also double as a tarp or as insulation from the ground. And now the interesting part on this is, how is the bag keeping shape? Most people, they buy baskets for these bags. Instead, I made with a sleeping pad, which, you can take this out and use this as a half sleeping pad, so at least your thorax will be insulated, not your legs, from the ground. But anyway, it's covered also in tape, which is highly flammable. And here, as you can see, surrounding the whole of this bag is a super thick sheath of birch bark about this high and all along. That's what's keeping shape. It's like my own little basket type of thing. And if I'm ever in trouble and I'm having a hard time to make a fire, birch bark is probably the best thing to use here in this place. So this is it, guys. This is my bag, and it's usually what you just saw here is my daily carry. Usually from when I either go painting or I go to a setup camp already, where I already have shelters and whatnot. But if I want to go, spend 2 nights somewhere else and I need a bigger shelter, there are these hoops here where I can attach another shelter, say a tent or my hammock set up, a wool blanket. No problem, it all fits there. And if I really, really, really need it, I can attach other stuff here. And usually that'll be, a summer bag, a summer sleeping bag usually goes inside my bag. But, if it's the fall now and it's and the sleeping bag is a bit bulky, I'll probably use this and just tie it up down here. So that's it, guys, for the bag. I will make another video soon about my cooking kit, my bushcraft kit, and what foods I bring. Now I'm gonna repack all of this and just give you the weight on it. Okay, it's set at 0 kilos. I got 15, yeah, 15 kilos. Close to 16. Let this settle. Now it says I have 16, 15. Anyway, it's about 16 kilos. And for me, that's just about comfortable. More than 9, it gets a little pushy. Usually I can handle, like in the winter, about 20. So that's 36 pounds. Yeah, 36 pounds, give or take. Now it says 35.9. But yeah, it's about 36. 15 kilos. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.